we have here is the Breville BES870XL, and it's called an espresso maker, but it's also a coffee maker, really. That's what I want. This one has the built-in grinder, and it has lots of power to keep things hot. Wow, it's a boy. Here you see on the top the burr grinder. That's not the blades. It's actually a conical burr grinder. Daunting at the beginning, but you've got here in the back, you've got the water tray, and inside they give you a leveler thing. You take the filter, the charcoal filter out of here, and that's the charcoal that you can push that right. And it's got this filter system thing in there. The first time I've ever done this. Snap it back in place, and then just put it in there. So I'll just put that back on the back. And I like this thing. It's it holds a fair amount of water if you. You get 4 of them. These are what's called, this is a double one. Double layer. And this is the same thing. It's a single layer. You can see this one here has a double layer, so same thing with the single ones. I am no expert at making coffee as of yet, so I'm going to use the double one. So I'm going to use that one for now. Put it in there. And it stores the other ones back there. Okay, back. So, bean tray, and this is one of the other big redesigns that they made on this bean tray. They shaped it entirely different. Ooh, real phony coffee. And so that they've shaped it so that the coffee runs down. So I put that on top of the grinder, of course, and it's not too hard to figure it out. Nice, snug, quality piece of fit. Fits real good. This thing you can keep, there's a magnet here, so you can keep it up like that. And if you want, you can take it off and tamp it. But I think what I do is I keep it plugged in there. I do my grinds, and then I go like that, and then I go like this, and I think, yeah, nice. On the back, like so. Close the lid. Apparently, before you make any cup of coffee, you should always run it through once anyway. So. And now I'm going to make my first cup of coffee in this Breville BES870XL. And you certainly don't want to grind up your coffee. You grind just more or less as far as the size of the grind. It comes out, I guess, the way it's going to work. So put it in there, and I've got it on double because that's what I'm going to take, and I'm going to push it and it'll make a lot of noise, and it'll grind it full, and you can't down. That's a lot of grind, so I'll just have to adjust it. So there's a lot in there. I'll probably just pull that back a little bit, right like that, I think. In the meantime, from my understanding, the key to making good coffee is to get this into the machine quick. So tamp it up. Convenience is making a coffee this way. Once you get rolling, it's very quick, and the grind and everything is there, and it's fresh. So now, put this tray inside here. Make sure you put the cup underneath. Got it on a double, and I press the double button. They tell me is you should have fresh coffee, and you should grind only what you need to grind. And it has to be ground very, very finely for use in this type of espresso machine. And you have to use it within 5 minutes to capture the taste. Okay, so what do we got now? This is what we have inside. I'll go and taste it. It's really good coffee, and it's really easy to make. It puts coffee drinking on a whole new level. Coffee's not that bad for you either. In fact, they say it's good for you, so maybe the investment isn't such a bad idea. What I do after this, don't forget, is to, if you were making cappuccino, you'd be using this to heat up the milk, but I'm not a cappuccino. So that looks really good, actually. That's quite dry, which is good. I don't have to run to the garbage can every time. I just let that fill up 2 or 3 times and leave it there, and then afterwards I'll empty it out at one time. And I wish I had a donut, mind you, not eating donuts anymore. So there's the storage container. Got a little bit of water and stuff in there, so I'm going to just dump it out. Yeah, the water collects in there as well, so that's what's going on there. And slide back in. By the way, this is warm so that you can keep, if you were making little espressos for people, for your family, you can keep them warm up there. I used to keep this sitting there like that, and just the coffee I use, it was quite good. But I think any good fresh bean coffee will be good. You don't have to spend that kind of money on coffee. It's a process, so if the coffee starts with good coffee, but then, of course, if you don't do the right things during the process, grinding it properly, this grinder doesn't grind the fineness or the thickness or anything like that. It only grinds the amount. So I dialed it down because I got a little bit more than I think I needed. And then your single or double shot, and this is for cleaning, which we'll cover another time. And this is for single or double shot as well.